Hi guys, tonight we're going to explore something that might change how you think about closing your eyes. What if sleep isn't just rest, but actually a portal to another dimension? What if every night, when you drift off, your consciousness is literally traveling to another realm that operates by completely different rules? If you enjoy these consciousness-expanding sleep stories that blur the lines between dreams and reality, hit that like button and subscribe for more, and drop a comment letting me know what time it is where you are and where you're listening from. I love seeing the international community we've built here. Alright, let's begin. Imagine closing your eyes tonight and discovering that the 8 hours you spend unconscious are not merely rest, but a journey to an entirely different dimension of existence. What if sleep, this mysterious state that claims 1/3 of our lives, is actually humanity's most profound portal between worlds? Consider this possibility as you drift off tonight. While your body lies motionless in bed, your consciousness might be stepping through an invisible doorway into realms that operate by completely different laws of physics, time, and reality itself. Every night, 7.8 billion people across Earth participate in the most extraordinary mass migration in human history, yet we barely acknowledge its magnitude. From the bustling streets of Tokyo, where 28 million residents synchronize their descent into dreams, to the remote villages of the Amazon rainforest, where indigenous communities have maintained dream traditions for over 10,000 years, humanity collectively abandons waking reality for approximately 2.6 billion hours each day. This represents the largest coordinated departure from consensus reality our species has ever known, yet we treat it as merely biological necessity. The numbers surrounding sleep reveal patterns that suggest something far more profound than simple rest. The average human experiences 5 distinct sleep cycles per night, each lasting approximately 90 minutes, with the most vivid dreams occurring during rapid eye movement phases that can last up to 30 minutes at a time. During these REM periods, brain activity increases to levels that often exceed waking consciousness, consuming up to 20% more glucose than during regular sleep. If sleep were merely about physical restoration, why would our brains require more energy while supposedly at rest? Dr. Matthew Walker's research at the University of California, Berkeley, has documented that dream sleep generates gamma wave frequencies reaching up to 100 Hz, the same frequencies associated with heightened consciousness and mystical experiences in meditation studies. These gamma bursts occur in patterns that mirror the electromagnetic signatures of what physicists call quantum entanglement, where particles separated by vast distances instantaneously affect each other's states. Could it be that during sleep, human consciousness becomes entangled with realities existing parallel to our own? The geographic distribution of sleep patterns across Earth reveals intriguing anomalies that challenge conventional understanding. In the remote Himalayan village of Ladakh, situated at an altitude of 3,500 meters, residents report dream experiences with a consistency rate of 97%, compared to the global average of 68%. The thin atmosphere at this elevation contains 40% less oxygen than at sea level, creating conditions that some researchers believe might enhance the brain's receptivity to alternate dimensional frequencies. Similarly, in the Arctic settlement of Svalbard, Norway, where residents experience 4 months of continuous darkness, followed by 4 months of perpetual daylight, sleep patterns diverge dramatically from circadian norms. During the polar night, when the sun disappears for 126 consecutive days, residents report dream experiences lasting up to 6 hours per night, with many describing encounters with entities and landscapes that remain consistent across multiple individuals. The electromagnetic anomalies created by aurora borealis activity, which can reach intensities of over 50,000 amperes during peak displays, might be creating windows between dimensional barriers that become more permeable during these extended dark periods. Indigenous cultures worldwide have preserved knowledge suggesting they've long understood sleep as interdimensional travel. The Aboriginal Australians speak of the dream time, a parallel reality where the spiritual ancestors of all living things continue to exist and influence the physical world. Their traditional knowledge, passed down through over 60,000 years of continuous cultural transmission, describes specific techniques for navigating dream realms and communicating with beings that exist primarily in sleeping consciousness. Archaeological evidence from sites like Uluru shows dream-related ceremonies dating back 45,000 years, suggesting this understanding predates written history by millennia. The Tibetan practice of dream yoga, documented in texts over 1,000 years old, provides detailed instructions for maintaining consciousness during sleep and using dreams as gateways to enlightenment. Advanced practitioners claim to spend up to 14 hours per day in lucid dream states, reporting experiences of visiting other worlds, communicating with advanced beings, and accessing knowledge that proves accurate in waking reality. The Dalai Lama himself has stated that he spends approximately 4 hours each night in conscious dream practice, viewing it as essential spiritual work rather than mere sleep. Modern neuroscience has begun uncovering mechanisms that support these ancient understandings. The discovery of the brain's default mode network, a system that becomes highly active during rest and dreams, has revealed neural pathways that connect regions associated with self-awareness, memory consolidation, and what researchers call transcendent experiences. This network consumes up to 60% of the brain's energy during sleep, far more than required for basic cellular maintenance. Dr. Robin Carhart Harris at Imperial College London has found that psychedelic experiences and dream states produce nearly identical patterns of neural connectivity, suggesting both might access the same alternate dimensional gateways. The pineal gland, a pine-cone-shaped structure deep within the brain measuring approximately 8 millimeters in length, produces the highest concentrations of dimethyltryptamine found in the human body. DMT, often called the spirit molecule, naturally peaks during REM sleep, reaching concentrations of up to 200 nanograms per gram of brain tissue. This endogenous compound produces experiences virtually indistinguishable from reports of interdimensional travel, entity contact, and reality shifts that occur in dreams. The pineal gland's position at the exact geometric center of the brain, surrounded by the most protected neural tissue in the human body, suggests evolutionary forces have prioritized its preservation across millions of years of development. Government research into sleep and consciousness reveals patterns suggesting institutional awareness of sleep's true nature. Project MKultra documents, declassified in the 1970s, show extensive CIA research into dream manipulation and consciousness alteration during sleep states. Experiments conducted at Allen Memorial Institute in Montreal involved over 300 subjects who were monitored during extended sleep periods lasting up to 65 days. Researchers documented instances where subjects reported shared dream experiences, accurate remote viewing during sleep, and encounters with entities that provided verifiable information about distant locations. The Russian sleep research program, operating from 1958 through 1991, investigated what they termed collective unconscious navigation, involving over 1,200 participants across 14 research facilities. Declassified documents describe experiments where subjects sleeping in Moscow successfully gathered intelligence about American military installations, with accuracy rates exceeding 78%. The program's termination coincided with the Soviet Union's collapse. The report suggests similar research continues under classified programs in multiple countries. Contemporary sleep laboratories worldwide report anomalies that challenge materialist explanations of consciousness. At the Stanford Sleep Research Center, monitoring equipment has recorded electromagnetic fluctuations during REM sleep that exceed background levels by factors of up to 1,500%. These energy spikes occur in patterns that correlate with subjects' reports of out-of-body experiences, entity encounters, and visits to alternate realities. Dr. William Dement, who founded the facility in 1970, has privately acknowledged that approximately 12% of monitored subjects demonstrate physiological responses to dream events that should be impossible if dreams were merely internal mental phenomena. The Sleep and Neuroimaging Laboratory at Harvard Medical School has documented cases where subjects' brain scans during dreams show activity patterns identical to those produced during actual sensory experiences. When dreamers report seeing specific colours, their visual cortex activates in patterns indistinguishable from actual colour perception. When they describe physical movement in dreams, their motor cortex generates signals identical to those produced during real movement. This suggests that during sleep, consciousness might be genuinely experiencing alternate realities, rather than simply imagining them. Quantum physicists have proposed theories that could explain sleep as interdimensional travel. The many-worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics suggests that every possible outcome of every quantum event creates parallel universes, resulting in an infinite number of alternate realities existing simultaneously. Dr. Hugh Everett. The third's original calculations indicated that approximately 10 to the power of 10 to the power of 50 parallel universes might exist for every cubic meter of space. During sleep, when the brain's normal filtering mechanisms relax, consciousness might naturally attune to these alternate dimensional frequencies. The phenomenon of quantum tunneling, where particles pass through barriers that should be impenetrable, according to classical physics, occurs billions of times per second in every human brain. During REM sleep, microtubules within neurons generate quantum effects that some researchers believe might enable consciousness to tunnel between dimensional barriers. Dr. Stuart Hameroff at the University of Arizona has calculated that the human brain contains approximately 100 billion neurons, each containing millions of microtubules capable of quantum processing. This biological quantum computer might possess the computational power necessary to navigate between alternate realities during sleep. Sleep paralysis affects approximately 7.6% of the global population, with over 600 million people experiencing episodes where consciousness awakens while the body remains in sleep paralysis. During these states, individuals consistently report encountering shadowy entities, experiencing sensations of being watched or touched by invisible presences, and perceiving environments that blend dream and waking reality. The consistency of these reports across cultures, languages, and historical periods suggests encounters with entities that exist in the boundary zones between dimensions. Medical documentation of sleep paralysis episodes reveals physiological anomalies that challenge conventional explanations. Subjects experience heart rates exceeding 160 beats per minute, blood pressure spikes reaching levels of 200/120, and electromagnetic readings around their bodies that increase by up to 300% during entity encounters. These physical responses suggest genuine interactions with external forces rather than mere hallucinations produced by sleep-deprived brains. The timing of sleep paralysis episodes correlates with specific astronomical conditions in ways that suggest external influences. Episodes increase by 47% during new moon phases, when Earth's magnetic field experiences minimal lunar influence. They also spike during solar storm activity, with a documented increase of 62% during periods of high solar flare activity. The Aurora Research Station in Alaska has recorded electromagnetic anomalies exceeding 10,000 nanotesla during sleep paralysis waves, affecting multiple individuals simultaneously. Historical accounts of dream-related prophecy and precognition provide evidence supporting sleep as dimensional portal. The Oracle of Delphi, operational for over 1,000 years in ancient Greece, delivered prophecies exclusively during induced sleep states in chambers built over naturally occurring electromagnetic anomalies. Modern geological surveys of the site reveal underground deposits of ethylene gas and radioactive materials that create electromagnetic fields measuring up to 50 times normal background levels. These conditions might have enhanced the Oracle's ability to access information from alternate timelines during sleep. Abraham Lincoln documented over 30 instances of prophetic dreams throughout his presidency, including his famous dream of his own assassination 2 weeks before John Wilkes Booth's attack. Lincoln's dream journal, preserved in the Library of Congress, contains detailed descriptions of events that later occurred with remarkable accuracy, including specific dates, locations, and individuals involved in future political developments. His secretary, John Hay, recorded that Lincoln spent approximately 2 hours each morning reviewing dream experiences and correlating them with political intelligence. The phenomenon of mutual dreaming, where multiple individuals report identical or interconnected dream experiences, suggests that sleep consciousness might access shared dimensional spaces. Research conducted at the International Association for the Study of Dreams has documented over 8,000 verified cases of mutual dreams between individuals separated by distances exceeding 5,000 kilometers. In one particularly well-documented case from 2018, 37 unrelated individuals across 6 continents reported nearly identical dreams of walking through the same crystalline city on the same night, with architectural details matching to within 94% accuracy. Sleep deprivation research reveals what happens when humans are denied access to these alternate realities. The world record for sleep deprivation, 11 days and 25 minutes set by Randy Gardner in 1964, resulted in hallucinations, paranoia, and cognitive breakdown that researchers now understand as withdrawal from essential interdimensional contact. Subjects deprived of REM sleep for periods exceeding 72 hours begin experiencing dream intrusions into waking consciousness, suggesting that alternate realities will forcibly break through dimensional barriers when normal access is blocked. Military applications of sleep research have produced technologies that might artificially manipulate dimensional gateways. The United States Air Force's Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program has investigated consciousness-assisted remote viewing techniques that enhance traditional psychic espionage through controlled dream states. Documents obtained through Freedom of Information Act requests describe experiments where subjects achieved remote viewing accuracy rates of 80%, 6%, while in artificially induced REM sleep, compared to 32% accuracy during normal waking consciousness. The distribution of sleep disorders worldwide reveals patterns suggesting environmental factors that might affect dimensional portal access. Sleep apnea rates increase dramatically in urban areas with high electromagnetic pollution, with major cities showing rates up to 300% higher than rural regions. Los Angeles, with its population of nearly 4 million people and extensive electronic infrastructure, reports sleep apnea affecting 28% of residents, compared to 6% in rural Montana communities with populations under 5,000. Electromagnetic radiation from cell phone towers, Wi-Fi networks, and power lines might be interfering with the brain's natural portal mechanisms. Studies conducted in the Faraday cage environments of the University of Colorado's Electromagnetic Research Facility show that subjects isolated from artificial electromagnetic fields experience dream recall rates of 91%, compared to 53% for control groups in normal urban environments. The proliferation of 5G networks, operating at frequencies between 24 and 86 GHz, coincides with reported decreases in lucid dreaming and prophetic dream experiences in major metropolitan areas. Ancient megalithic sites worldwide appear positioned to enhance sleep-related dimensional access. Stonehenge, constructed over 4,000 years ago, sits at the intersection of 14 underground water streams that create natural electromagnetic anomalies measuring up to 60 times normal background levels. Archaeological evidence suggests the site was used for sleep rituals, with stone chambers designed to amplify the electromagnetic effects that facilitate dimensional portal access. Similar sites exist on every continent, from the pyramids of Giza to the temple complexes of Angkor Wat, all sharing electromagnetic properties that could enhance sleep consciousness. The Nazca lines of Peru, comprising over 800 straight lines and 300 geometric figures covering an area of 500 square miles kilometers, might represent a massive dimensional portal activation system designed for use during sleep states. Recent ground-penetrating radar surveys have revealed underground chambers positioned at precise mathematical intervals beneath the line intersections. These chambers contain quartz crystal deposits that generate piezoelectric fields when subjected to tectonic pressure, creating electromagnetic conditions that match those associated with enhanced dream experiences. Contemporary reports of alien abduction experiences show remarkable parallels to traditional descriptions of sleep-based interdimensional travel. Dr. David Jacobs at Temple University has catalogued over 1,200 abduction accounts, with 93% occurring during sleep hours between 11 p.m. and 5 a.m. Abductees consistently describe being taken through walls or ceilings in ways that defy physical laws, transported to spacecraft that exist in spaces larger than their external dimensions, and encountering beings that communicate telepathically rather than verbally. The physiological evidence from alleged abduction cases includes microscopic implants composed of materials that contain isotope ratios not found naturally on Earth. Dr. Roger Lear, who performed surgical removal of 16 such implants, documented compositions including elements with isotope ratios matching those found in meteoritic material from outside our solar system. These implants emit electromagnetic frequencies in the extremely low frequency range of 0.5 to 30 Hz, the same frequency band that induces REM sleep and enhanced dream states. Geographic clusters of abduction reports correlate with areas of high electromagnetic anomaly activity. The Pine Bush region of New York, covering approximately 50 square kilometers, has produced over 3,000 documented UFO sightings and 400 abduction reports since 1980. Geological surveys of the area reveal underground mineral deposits including magnetite and quartz that create natural electromagnetic fields exceeding 100 times normal background levels. Similar patterns exist in the Sedona region of Arizona, the Hessdalen Valley of Norway, and the Warminster area of England. The relationship between sleep cycles and reported paranormal activity suggests that dimensional barriers become most permeable during specific times when human consciousness naturally shifts states. Police departments in major cities report that calls involving unexplained phenomena increase by an average of 43% between the hours of 2 and 4 a.m., corresponding to typical REM sleep periods when most people are dreaming. The New York Police Department's Paranormal Activity Database, maintained since 1995, contains over 8,000 reports of anomalous events occurring during these peak dream hours. Hospital emergency rooms document similar patterns in unexplained patient presentations. During overnight shifts, medical staff report increases in patients presenting with symptoms that have no identifiable medical cause, describing experiences of entity contact, interdimensional travel, or reality shifts. Dr. Elizabeth Rauscher at Technic Research Laboratory has analysed over 2,000 such cases, finding that 68% occur during the hours when REM sleep naturally peaks across the population. The phenomenon of night terrors in children might represent encounters with entities from alternate dimensions that young, developing brains are more capable of perceiving. Children aged 3 to 8 experience night terrors at rates of up to 15%, far higher than adult populations. These episodes involve reports of shadowy figures, monster-like entities, and environments that blend familiar spaces with impossible geometries. As children age and their brains develop more sophisticated filtering mechanisms, their ability to perceive these alternate realities typically diminishes. Neuroplasticity research suggests that the developing brain's enhanced capacity for forming new neural connections might also enhance sensitivity to interdimensional frequencies. Children's brains generate theta waves at intensities up to 4 times higher than adults, the same frequency range associated with deep meditation, psychic phenomena, and reported dimensional portal access. The gradual reduction in theta wave production as brains mature might explain why most adults lose the vivid dream experiences and entity contacts commonly reported by children. Sleep medications and their effects on dream experiences provide additional evidence for the dimensional portal hypothesis. Prescription sleep aids that suppress REM sleep, including benzodiazepines and non-benzodiazepine hypnotics, reduce reported mystical dream experiences by an average of 78%. Patients prescribed these medications often report feeling disconnected from spiritual or transcendent experiences, suggesting that pharmaceutical suppression of natural sleep cycles might be inadvertently blocking access to alternate realities. Conversely, substances that enhance REM sleep and dream vividity consistently increase reports of interdimensional travel and entity contact. Natural supplements including melatonin, valerian root, and mugwort have been used for centuries to enhance dream experiences. Modern studies show that melatonin supplementation increases REM sleep duration by up to 45 minutes per night and enhances dream recall by an average of 87%. Users consistently report more vivid dreams, increased lucidity, and encounters with entities or environments that feel more real than ordinary dreams. The global pharmaceutical industry's emphasis on sleep medications that suppress dreaming might represent systematic interference with humanity's natural interdimensional access. Annual sales of prescription sleep aids exceed $15 billion worldwide, with usage rates increasing by an average of 8% per year since 2000. This trend toward medicated sleep coincides with reported decreases in spiritual and mystical experiences across multiple demographic groups. Traditional plant medicines used by indigenous cultures to enhance dream experiences contain compounds that affect the same neurotransmitter systems involved in dimensional portal access. Ayahuasca, used ceremonially throughout the Amazon basin for over 3,000 years, contains dimethyltryptamine and monoamine oxidase inhibitors that create experiences virtually indistinguishable from advanced dream states. Participants consistently report traveling to alternate realities, encountering advanced beings, and receiving information that proves accurate in consensus reality. The legal suppression of these traditional plant medicines in most developed countries might represent systematic attempts to limit human access to interdimensional portals. The United Nations Convention on Psychotropic Substances, ratified by 183 countries, specifically prohibits substances that enhance dreamlike consciousness states. This global prohibition affects approximately 94% of the world's population, potentially limiting their access to the full spectrum of sleep-related dimensional travel. Archaeological evidence suggests that ancient civilizations possessed advanced understanding of sleep as interdimensional portal access. The Egyptian Book of the Dead, dating to approximately 1550 BCE, contains detailed instructions for navigating alternate realities during death and sleep states. The text describes specific techniques for maintaining consciousness during dimensional transitions and interacting with entities that exist primarily in non-physical realms. Recent translations reveal mathematical formulas that correspond to modern physics equations describing parallel universe interactions. Mayan astronomical calculations demonstrate knowledge of dimensional portal access cycles that correlate with sleep patterns. The Dresden Codex, created over 1,000 years ago, contains tables predicting optimal times for what researchers now understand as interdimensional travel. These calculations account for solar activity, planetary alignments, and electromagnetic field variations with accuracy that rivals modern astrophysical models. The Mayan long count calendar, which tracks cycles spanning over 5,000 years, specifically identifies periods of enhanced dimensional portal activity. The construction techniques used in ancient temples and pyramids worldwide suggest technologies designed to amplify sleep-related dimensional access. The Great Pyramid of Giza, built approximately 4,500 years ago, incorporates mathematical ratios that create acoustic resonances in the frequency range of human brainwaves during REM sleep. Recent studies using ground-penetrating radar have revealed previously unknown chambers within the pyramid positioned to focus electromagnetic fields at intensities that match those associated with enhanced dream states. Modern attempts to replicate these ancient technologies have produced remarkable results. Dr. Volker Sorger at George Washington University has constructed acoustic chambers that reproduce the resonance frequencies found in Egyptian pyramid chambers. Subjects sleeping in these environments report dream experiences with vividness and consistency rates exceeding 90%, compared to typical rates of approximately 60% in normal sleeping environments. The enhanced electromagnetic fields in these chambers appear to facilitate more stable access to dimensional portals during sleep. The relationship between geographic location and dream experience quality suggests that certain areas of Earth might naturally enhance dimensional portal access. The region surrounding Mount Shasta in Northern California, an area of intense volcanic and geothermal activity, produces electromagnetic anomalies that correlate with enhanced dream experiences. Residents of communities within 50 kilometers of the mountain report lucid dreaming rates of 84%, compared to the national average of 23%. Similar electromagnetic anomalies exist around other geographic locations associated with enhanced spiritual and mystical experiences. The Bermuda Triangle region, covering approximately 1.5 million square kilometers of ocean, contains underwater mineral deposits and geological formations that create electromagnetic fields measuring up to 20 times normal background levels. While this region is famous for unexplained disappearances, less well-known reports describe enhanced dream experiences and interdimensional contact among people sleeping aboard ships and aircraft transiting the area. The role of water in facilitating dimensional portal access might explain why many ancient sacred sites were constructed near underground streams, springs, or other water sources. Moving water generates negative ions and electromagnetic fields that affect human consciousness in ways that could enhance interdimensional travel during sleep. The caves of Lourdes, France, where millions of pilgrims have reported miraculous experiences, sit above underground streams that create electromagnetic conditions measuring up to 40 times normal background levels. Research into the effects of lunar cycles on sleep and dream experiences reveals patterns suggesting that dimensional portals might be subject to astronomical influences. Dream recall rates increase by an average of 27% during full moon phases, when lunar gravitational effects on Earth's magnetic field reach maximum intensity. Emergency room visits for psychiatric episodes also increase by 39% during full moons, possibly indicating that enhanced dimensional portal access during these periods can overwhelm individuals who lack training in navigating alternate realities. The phenomenon of prophetic dreams that accurately predict future events suggests that sleep consciousness might access timelines where events have already occurred. Dr. Stanley Krippner at Saybrook University has documented over 1,500 cases of verified prophetic dreams, with subjects accurately describing events that occurred days, weeks, or even months after their dreams. The accuracy rate for specific details in these prophetic dreams exceeds 73%, far beyond what statistical chance would predict. One particularly well-documented case involves a woman from Denver, Colorado, who dreamed of a specific airline crash 3 weeks before it occurred, including accurate detail about the flight number, departure time, and cause of the mechanical failure. Her dream journal entry, time-stamped and witnessed by multiple individuals, contained information that investigators later confirmed matched the actual crash details with 96% accuracy. Such cases suggest that during sleep, consciousness might access parallel timelines, where these events have already unfolded. The consistency of near-death experiences across cultures and historical periods provides additional evidence that consciousness can exist independently of physical bodies and access alternate realities. Dr. Pim van Lommel's study of over 300 cardiac arrest patients found that 18% reported detailed conscious experiences during periods when brain activity was clinically undetectable. These experiences share remarkable similarities with advanced dream states, including encounters with entities, travel through dimensional portals, and access to information not available through normal sensory channels. The geographic distribution of near-death experience reports reveals patterns that correlate with areas of electromagnetic anomaly activity. Hospitals, located in regions with high natural electromagnetic field variations, report near-death experience rates up to 63% higher than facilities in electromagnetically stable areas. This suggests that the same environmental conditions that enhance dream-related dimensional portal access might also facilitate consciousness transitions during medical crises. As you consider these possibilities tonight before sleep, recognize that you might be preparing for humanity's most profound daily adventure. The transition from waking consciousness to sleep might represent passage through a dimensional portal that connects our physical reality to infinite parallel worlds. Your dreams might be genuine travels to alternate versions of Earth, encounters with advanced beings from other dimensions, or explorations of future timelines that have not yet manifested in our consensus reality. The implications of sleep as dimensional portal extend far beyond individual experience to questions about the nature of reality itself. If consciousness can travel between dimensions during sleep, what does this suggest about the permanence of physical death? If information can be accessed from alternate timelines through dreams, how might this reshape our understanding of time, causality, and free will? If entities from other dimensions can interact with sleeping humans, what responsibilities do we have for developing protocols for safe interdimensional contact? Perhaps most significantly, if sleep provides access to alternate realities where different versions of human civilization have developed along alternative paths, what wisdom might be available to guide our species toward more positive futures? The 8 hours we spend asleep each night might represent our greatest untapped resource for understanding the cosmos and our place within it. As you close your eyes tonight, consider that you might be embarking on a journey that transcends the boundaries of space, time, and dimensional reality itself. Sweet dreams, interdimensional traveller.